Okay, class, today we want to talk really quick about one of probably the most important advancements in technology that the people of Mesopotamia made to our world, and that was the development of writing. And their form of writing that they developed was known as cuneiform. Cuneiform was a wedge-shaped writing, which you guys can see from the picture above, that they used a stylus, which is also pictured there, in order to create these triangular shaped drawings that basically functioned as symbols and created their own form of an alphabet. The nice thing about this for them is now that they could keep track of transactions, write down laws, and some other things in order to kind of keep things straight for their society. So it was really kind of a good way for them to kind of keep track of things and move forward. So the thing about cuneiform, though, that was kind of difficult was that not everybody could write in that style. In fact, you would need a scribe to write down things for you, and the scribe would go to school for roughly 12 years to learn how to write, because there were so many different symbols in this language. So it made it very difficult for people to learn, and as a process of it, then it basically you would have to have a scribe in order to write for you. These scribes were paid very, very well for their time, and like I said before, it took a very, very long time in order for someone to learn how to become a scribe. The next big part we want to talk about when it comes to writing is Hammurabi. Hammurabi was a very famous ruler in Mesopotamia that became very famous for writing down his code of laws. Prior to it, laws would have to be transferred basically from word of mouth from place to place. And as we know, sometimes when people send things from one place to another from word of mouth, things can get changed, and the laws may not have been the same for all the different places. So with this invention, basically Hammurabi took all of his laws, wrote them down, and placed them throughout his empire. And as a result of that, basically now everybody knew what the expectations were, what people would do, and what the punishments were to fit the crime. In fact, Hammurabi's code became known as an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. So basically the punishment was going to fit the crime. So if you did harm to somebody, you should expect to get harm done to yourself as a result of that. So Hammurabi wrote down his code of laws, which was 282 laws, and as a result of that, it, like I said, became a way of showing everybody in his empire what was expected of them, what were the rules, and what were the laws. All right, the last thing we want to talk about today is really kind of the invention of what we know as our modern day alphabet, and that was actually invented by a group of traders on the Mediterranean Sea known as the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians wanted to be able to trade and write down what they did with their trades in a way that would make it much easier for them to do so, rather than having to either pay for a scribe or go to scribe school in order to learn how to write in such a complex language like cuneiform. So they came up with basically the 26-letter alphabet, and it made it much easier for people to learn and people to use, and basically people to write with, as they did with the trading and such like that on the Mediterranean Sea. So this really basically kind of covers what we've been talking about with writing, and it being probably one of the most important technological advances of our lifetime.